Okay, so this violin is rather unusual. It's dated as late 18th and early 19th century. The origin is mysterious. We're not sure, but has been greatly restored from having been bought at a state where it was left in a cellar for a while. The violin itself could be Baroque, could be classical style, so it's somewhere between the two. And it has been set up now as a classical violin with the correct measurements that you would normally find on a classical violin. I would recommend this to a folk player who wants to not be too loud, as it's got quite a sweet muted tone. It's easier to play in the lower end, so in the lower positions rather than the higher ones. However, you can still access the higher positions, but it's definitely more of a folk violin, in my opinion, than a classical violin. So if you're looking for a violin to sort of learn some sort of nice folk ditties on, and rather than something to sort of go through on the sort of full classical grades, this would be a great violin. It's more quiet tone, and sweeter tone is better suited to someone who's a little bit shy. Now, having been a violin teacher for a long time, I know there are lots of people who don't want to bellow out the loudest sound that they can whilst they're practicing, because modern living means that we often have neighbours to consider. So this is a really sweet, muted tone violin. I actually have one student who I think would love this violin, although I'm not going to say his name on here, but I'll be sending him this video afterwards. So yeah, if you're looking for a really sweet violin to practice on and play particularly folk music, although you can play classical on this, but I would say it's better on the intermediate level, so maybe sort of grades 4 to 6.